Hello. All right, I am hoping and praying that I am going to get through this live without interruptions like yesterday. So let me just share this to my business pages. Guys, if you're coming on, say hi. Say hi where you're from, all that good stuff. Hi, Lonnie. Hello. Cool. I am ready to rock on this subject. If you're an empath, it's an empath teaching today. All right, guys, praying that my Wi-Fi stays okay. Okay, cool. Guys, hi, welcome. If you don't know who I am, my name is Justine Luzzi. I am an intuitive and spiritual coach. I help people heal using intuition, spirituality, Eastern philosophy, universal law, so they can live a life of freedom, especially emotional freedom and truth. I also deal with spiritual awakening and empathic support, and today is our topic about empaths. So I'm really excited about this because I've talked about this before. Sorry, just getting comfortable. I've talked about this before about how empaths really crave alone time, and I actually did a live maybe 2 weeks back about isolation versus solitude, and it's really your perception about it, right? And because a lot of empaths really see it as solitude, right? Like it's a almost like a sanctuary, being alone for the most part, right? It's usually by choice, and no, we're not depressed. I think a lot of people think that we are when we spend a copious amount of time by ourselves, but that's actually the opposite, right? We're actually usually happy when this happens. So I wanted to go into more detail today about solitude and why. I guess, when I did my live, I didn't really go into too much about why we enjoy spending the time alone. So I'll kind of explain it as we go along. So sorry if I'm rushing. I'm afraid I have PTSD from yesterday when the live kept going down. But it was kind of annoying because when you're on your point and you want to, be able to get everything out and you're really passionate about the subject, losing Wi-Fi is super, super annoying and distracting. So, okay, let's get right into it. So, why do empaths like spending time alone? Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is the obvious, right? And maybe it's not so obvious if you're not empathic and you're watching this video. Empaths are people that absorb energy very, very deeply. Think of a sponge, but also think of a chameleon, right? So those are the two analogies that I like to use. So the sponge is just kind of like, if we don't protect or shield ourselves, we kind of just absorb everything that goes along with it, including emotions, people's energies, all that good stuff. But also what we do is we tend to absorb or become another person, like we feel what they feel. So that's why it's super important, by the way, to be around very, very positive people, because the negative energy can really, for me, I've had experiences where I actually felt pain, right? When the negative hurts me so badly. It reminds me of a story. I think it was a holiday, and there was a lot of negativity about my uncle or something like that, and I started crying at the dinner table because I just couldn't take it anymore. It doesn't matter if who was right, who was wrong, whether you were venting, it was all just super hateful, and I can feel that in my heart as an empath, and it just really, really took a toll on me. So I don't know if anybody's ever had that kind of experience, but when we're in solitude, we feel most like ourselves because we're not absorbing everything around us, other people's feelings. So I was just talking with a friend earlier about, and she was kind of mentioning, other people's opinions kind of affecting her, pulling her this way, pulling her that way. She has a lack of clarity. She doesn't know what to do about this. She doesn't know what to do about that. The first problem here is that we are listening to external sources. And when you're empathic, it's easier to listen to external sources because we have so many different energies coming at us at one time that we start to believe the things that people are telling us. And myself. I feel most clear when I am in solitude, when I am in meditation, when I am by myself, when I'm able to think by myself without all the other clutter, without all the other words, without all the other noise around me. Yay, okay, I'm back. Oh my goodness, my worst fear. Keep saying broadcast interrupted. I know. Oh my God, I'm going to really try to get through this. Okay, cool. So finishing up number one, we like spending time alone because we absorb everything, energies, mannerisms, ideas, you name it. We're like a sponge, so it's very, very easy to kind of lose yourself, which is why solitude comes in handy, right? Okay, so the second thing, I know I lost a lot of you guys, so I hope you come back and watch the replay. Hoping. Okay, number two, small talk can be brutal, right? If you're empathic, you know what I'm talking about. Small talk is brutal, like talking about the weather, asking, about like, I don't know, the newest sound system, or I don't know, something that's like super, super small talky, is super boring. Not that it's super boring, not just that it's super boring. Empaths tend to feel a little bit more deeply than other people, which means that we want to talk about things that really, really matter, right? And what I mean by that is fears, dreams. I love talking about aliens. Just trying to be myself. I love just talking about, why your relationship failed, or some of your childhood traumas, or totally fun conversation, right? But that's the stuff that I thrive on and I really connect with as an empath, right? I want to talk about things that are super, super deep on that level, more right brain stuff. So I think for the most part, people that are, hi from Australia, cool, hi Maria. I think for the most part, when you're empathic, the small talk can be super, super, super brutal. And to be in solitude, obviously, you have less of a chance of dealing with small encounters and acquaintances where that's most likely to happen. So that's why I believe most people go into solitude as well. Okay, moving on to the third thing. I'm so frightful and my Wi-Fi is going to go out. And the third thing is, yay, thanks for the hearts. The third thing is, and I touched upon it for the first thing, about absorbing energy, but I want to talk about avoiding toxic energy and how it could be extremely draining, and that sometimes going into solitude as an empath is just a survival mechanism, and we need to refuel, and that's how we refuel. And to all the extroverts that may be on here watching, it's true, like that's how we actually re-energize. I know sometimes people could feel like, how could that be true? But it's so true. We do not energize by people, we energize by solitude. And the toxic energy can be super draining. I was just talking to a friend earlier today about this couple we used to know and how we don't talk to either of them because they have become really, really toxic, and it's very, very obvious. So the more you have positive energy around you, I feel the less sometimes you need the solitude. But a lot of other things can be draining, and that could really be in general, right? Like it's not just toxic energy that can be draining. Sometimes we're just drained AF, and we need to go into solitude, and that's totally A-okay. So, so that could be a third reason. So, like I said, I did a live 2 weeks ago or so about solitude versus isolation, and I just want to make sure it's super, super clear to people, because I think, like I'm traveling the world by myself. I'm on the other side of the world by myself, but I'm okay with that. I will start trying to meet up with people and be a little bit more social, because I do need that social interaction at the end of the day, but not as much as other people. And I'm totally okay with that. And I used to think I was crazy, or, think that there was something wrong with me, but really, it's really me being empathic and super sensitive to things around me, especially energy. So that's that. So I wanted to share it. My whole life goal is to help people feel a little bit understood with being an empath, and that's why I talk about it a lot and why I offer a ton of support. So if you feel like you're an empath, and thanks guys. Thanks for the hearts and likes. Let me know. We can chat. I love chatting about this kind of stuff. We can talk about strategies on how to manage life, right? Because it's not always manageable all of the time. It's hard to live here as a human, right? Okay, cool. So thanks for watching, guys. Sorry about the interruption. I think I actually figured out the issue. I think I was like connecting to 2 different Wi-Fis. So I think I fixed it. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have an uninterrupted broadcast because I know I started this live with a bunch of other people and I guess they fell off when I fell off. So hopefully, crossing my fingers, it'll be a little bit better tomorrow. So, all right, guys. Love and light to everyone. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for those that are joining and who watched the replay. And I will be on tomorrow with a juicy topic, and we'll talk then. Bye.